cannot even get around to the recipe because, baby, hey guys, it's again Designisme. Welcome back to Designisme Daily, where we design our own clothes, we design our own business, and we design our own lives. And as you guys know, a really important part about designing your own life is making sure that your mental health is in check and making sure that you are prepared to receive the life that you are trying to manifest. In today's video, we're going to be jumping into some fry bake and tuna. As you guys know, I'm a foodie. Alright, food has been making me so happy lately, and I feel like I just want to share all the recipes with you guys. So yeah, this is my mother's super crispy yet fluffy fry bake and tuna recipe. I hope you guys enjoy, and let's go ahead and jump right into the video. Alright guys, so I have a couple ingredients laid out here. I already went ahead and chopped up all the things I'm going to be using for my tuna filling. I have 2.5 cups of flour already in this very deep mixing bowl. I have my sugar, I have my salt, I have my baking powder, as well as a couple pieces of soft butter that I'm going to be using to mix into my dough as well. Alright, I'm also going to need some yeast, so let me just grab that real quick. Okay, so we have our yeast right here, and as you guys can see, I do not have any measuring spoons, so I am going to be kind of eyeballing the measurements using just a regular tablespoon. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is toss in my dry ingredients. I'm going to start with my baking powder, and I'm just gonna put a full teaspoon of that baking powder in there, 1/4 tablespoon of salt, and I'm gonna put in probably like a full tablespoon of sugar. All right, guys, don't clock me, I am using the same spoon for all of this, but it's dry ingredients, so it's really not that serious. I'm just gonna kind of eyeball the yeast that I'm putting in there, and when my soul tells me to stop, that's when I stop. Alright, so that is more or less it for our dry ingredients. I'm just going to give that a little bit of a mix, like so. So we have our flour, sugar, salt, baking powder, and yeast inside of our mixing bowl. Alright, once that is mixed in nice and evenly, I'm just gonna get some water, and this is just regular tap water, room temperature. I am now gonna take my pieces of butter. Let me get that to focus a little bit. I'm now gonna take my pieces of butter, and I'm just going to mix the butter into my dry flour mix in a way that we aren't gonna knead it per se, but we're just gonna kind of dissolve the butter into the dry mix. First, I'm gonna just wash my hands because I did put lotion on my hands before filming this video. So let me just wash my hands because I'm about to get my fingers into the mix. Okay, so I'm just gonna grab that fork, and I'm gonna just kind of toss in a few pieces of that butter, and I'm gonna use my fork to dissolve the butter into my dry flour mix. So once our butter is completely dissolved into our dry flour mix, and it's giving us that sort of a crumbly, breadcrumby sort of look, that is exactly where we want it. Alright, and all we're going to do now is create sort of like an inverted volcano. So you're just going to create a hole in the center of your flour mix, and you're going to pour your water in and slowly mix. Alright guys, so this is definitely the consistency that we want. Alright, all of that loose flour has binded itself together in a nice sticky ball of dough. And what we're going to do now is we're going to just grab some extra flour, dusting, alright, just so that we can handle our dough without it sticking all over our fingers and being really difficult to mold. Okay, so at this point I am going to get my fingers in there just a little bit, but I'm really going to be using this part of my hand, right? So not really my nails so much, more so this part of my hand, if that makes sense. Right, now this is really sticky, so I may need some extra flour. Really just kind of molding that, not adding too much pressure to the flour, because you really don't want your dough to be super tough, right? So you're just kind of molding it with love, okay, so that it isn't too sticky. That extra flour is mandatory, y'all. Okay. So once we have a nice manageable ball of dough like so, as you can see, it's really soft and it's not sticking to my hands. I can maneuver this entire ball with both hands and my hands are not super messy, which is great. And all we're gonna do is we're gonna leave this ball of dough in this bowl. We are going to cover it and leave it in a warm place just so that it can raise for an hour. All right, so we're gonna allow our yeast to kind of do its thing. We're gonna cover it, leave it in a warm place, and we're gonna check back on it in 1 hour. Now within that time, I am going to jump into my tuna mix. All right, and I will see you guys when it's time to roll these babies out. So here I have 2 cans of Brunswick tuna. Let me just get us to focus really quickly. This is our flaked tuna in water. Now usually I would use the chunky tuna in oil, however this is what I have on hand, so this is what I'm using. I went ahead and chopped up a couple tomatoes because these tomatoes were actually going bad and I really did not want them to waste, so I just chopped up all the tomatoes that I had. I chopped up some red onions as well as a few pimento peppers, and I just have 3 cloves of garlic here that I'm going to chop up as well. This is more or less going to be a nice stir-fried sort of vibe. We're gonna stir-fry our veggies until they're super soft, and then toss in our tuna just for a couple minutes, because as you guys know, this tuna is already cooked. So let's go ahead and get started. So we have our tuna ready to go. We just left it covered so that it can stay nice and warm. It's not yet time to start rolling out our dough, but we're keeping a close eye on it. Moment of truth. Alright, so as you guys can see, yeah, that is really yeasty. Huh. That has risen quite a bit. What is going on? Just give me a minute, guys. Alright, so I have my oil already in the pot, heating up, because it's really important for the oil to be like super hot. So that has been heating up for quite some time, and now I am going to get my hands a little bit dirty. Alright, we're just gonna section. Yo, this is so yeasty. I wonder if I could snatch a little thumbnail. Does this look super weird? Ah, yes! Okay, so you see how soft and light and fluffy our dough is? This is literally, this is what we want. This is what we want. So we're just gonna section off our balls. We're just gonna section off our dough into like palm-sized balls, if that makes sense. And I already have a bowl inside of my flour bowl, So I'm just going to, and I already wiped down and disinfected my countertop, because this is what I'm going to be using to like flatten out my dough balls. Flatten out my dough balls. Alright. And I guess the size is okay. Like, alright, it could be a little bit bigger. And we don't want it to be like super thick, but at the same time we don't want it to be super thin either. So like this size should be fine. Yeah. Okay. So I'm just gonna do that until all of my dough balls are completely flattened out, and then I'm gonna just bring my lovely little 2-burner countertop over to this side, just so that you guys can have a better view of how our bakes are frying, right? And even while I'm like rolling this out, you could roll this out with like a rolling pin, or even like a empty Moby jar or something. If you're Caribbean, you already know what's up. But I'm just using my hands. Alright, and yeah, I really just want you guys to see how, like, what the end result is when it goes into the oil. Alright, now before we start dropping our dough balls into the oil, I am going to leave these to sit for about 10 minutes, and then we're gonna start dropping them in. Alright, so let me just kind of speed the video up a little bit, just so that we don't waste a lot of time and memory. Alright, so the oil, like I told you guys, the oil is really hot, and that is because it's literally been heating up for the past half an hour. It could be 45 minutes, so ooh, my eyes are burning so much. Alright, so I'm just gonna drop them one by one. You might get some splatters. Let's just try to keep our cool. Also, yeah, let me flip that really quickly. So because the oil is so hot, it's gonna fry up really fast, and we need to constantly keep flipping them. So I have a basin here with some paper, and I'm just gonna take it out of the pot, put it in this bowl so the oil can drain. So you'll understand that I was not kidding when I say it gets really fluffy. It's super crispy and really fluffy. Ooh, that's hot. Number 2, like you probably do. Oh, wow. Not me living my entire life on the edge. I know I should kind of, because my pot is so small, I should let these, you know, fry up one by one to really let them get to the maximum amount of fluff that they can get to. But we'll see. Last one. How yummy do these look? This one got punctured when I was taking it out of the pot just now. But oh, how yummy do these look? Look at that, guys. Like, I really need to give you all up close. How yummy, how yes, mom. That's it right there. Okay. So let's just do a quick, I'm gonna leave this one here just for the sake of plating this properly and getting a really nice look at this super fluffy one. Oh, love that, love that. Super golden brown, really crispy, but super soft and fluffy. That's what you want. That is what you want. So because I left our dough waiting for just about 3 hours, our tuna did get a little bit cold, but that's all right. The whole fact that this is still hot is ideal. The tuna isn't super cold, it's just like obviously not like piping hot. I'm just gonna open these out, put some butter in it. Honestly, I'm actually thinking if to put, should I make these like a sandwich or should I just like tear and dip? I think I'm gonna tear and dip because it's just a little bit more appealing. It's a little bit more appealing that way, and it's gonna look better on the plate. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna make a sandwich. I'm gonna just tear and dip and call it pretty. Is that enough? You already know plating reigns supreme for me, because I don't know about y'all, but I definitely eat with my eyes first. So I need things, even though I know it tastes amazing, I need it to look just as amazing before I even get into it. Let me just stick a nice thyme leaf right there, just for the shit of it. And we are going to call it right there. How lovely is that? Very Okay, let me get this out of the way. Because so this is more or less the type of vibe we're going for. Tear your lovely crispy but soft and fluffy fry bake, dip it into your tuna, and all right. There you have it, guys. My mother's infamous super crispy, super fluffy fry bake and tuna. Enjoy. Let me know how you guys like it. If you guys do try it out, or if you guys intend to try it out, let me know in the comment section down below. Oh, listen, my eyes are bleeding. My eyes are through the roof bleeding, like they're literally watering. But I can't stop eating. This is so good. Listen.